Well, let me introduce you to this young mother. She's out in the Midwest now, in Iowa, actually. It's her hometown. But her and her husband lived in Portland, it was. And he had a great job, full-time. She had another job, full-time and everything. And they were a very busy, young couple working in downtown Portland. But now they had two children, a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. And they were never seeing their children. So they always had this idea that, boy, they had all kinds of ideas, hey, and they'd never act on them, and then they'd see a couple months later, hey, somebody did that, and they were making good money on it. So they decided to take the next good idea they had, and also to cut down on their overhead, they moved back to Iowa to be close to their family and everything, and also so mom could stay home and work on the venture that they thought about. And they went on the internet, and in 2 weeks they got like $5,000 for their idea. And it's a great little idea, actually, to help you count how many drinks you have. So if you like drinking, you can have fun drinking because you have this automatic counter, and control your beer, soda, or whatever. But more importantly, they were trying to find a different lifestyle. And they were able to do it by having their idea, finding money on the internet to do this, and then to be with their kids. I mean, when I had kids, I know at 2 years old and 5 years old, man, you'll never be more important to anybody else again for the rest of your life. I mean, the children that age, boy, you're the most important thing in the world. And they realize that. So they say, hey, one of them has to spend more time with the children. And so they found a way to do that. It took a little effort and using the new technology, and they just got money to do it. They took their idea, and they're off to the races. So watch her explain how she did it. 1, 2, 3. Well, Jenny Richmond from Des Moines, Iowa! The inventor of the bevometer, right? Okay, now what does the bevometer do for us?
Well, if you insert a beverage into it, I don't know if this shows up on
I see the numbers, right, yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 counters, so when a beverage goes in, each counter goes up by 1. So,
why 2 counters? For one for each hand, or what?
Right. That's exactly it. No. So, 2 counters, and this was part of the original idea with my father-in-law. He had this old koozie that was just embarrassing.
Oh, I saw the picture of that, like an old Bud thing from 40 years ago or something.
So bad. My mother-in-law would try to hide it, throw it away. It was like a security blanket.
Right. Guy thing, yeah, right.
So we were just laughing one night how many beverages had this old koozie. So that's where the idea all started. And so that's the lifetime number, and so that is just meant, for fun.
Forever, yeah. So you have this coos, right?
Yes.
And so every time you have a drink, you can have a bottle of beer, a bottle of soda, or whatever. You click it in there, and it starts counting your lifetime count, and a mileage thing, so you could go back to 0 whenever you want, right?
Just like a trip set or no doubt.
Wow.
Yep.
So this is, you want to give your friend, so you only have 3 beers tonight, and so for sure. But I guess more importantly, it seems like self-control, right?
Right. Yes. Responsible consumption or, or good times, whichever,
right. Whatever's first.
You're looking for, right? But yes, just, meant for laughs. And, I do have some girlfriends who are going to use it in their office for Diet Cokes, and I try to keep track of my water during the day with it.
Yeah.
But, really, I think the main thing.
Well, I think that's it. I mean, also sugar drinks are a bigger issue in our obesity, particularly young people and things like this. I mean, we're all fighting weight. And so you have something now. I mean, it's so easy to take a Coke or even a Diet Coke, but they're terrible too. And who wants that junk in you? And so you could see, for sure, quantify how bad this thing is for you. customize these, right?
Yes, yes, you definitely can. So I personally, I think our logo is quite
I
nice.
see.
But,
You're not biased,
if
yeah.
you and I
Yeah.
also think they look really great. We worked so hard to have this be a really quality product. So, even with no graphics,
Oh,
I
no,
think
it's quite
it looks,
elegant. Right.
but you can personalize it. We can put, just about anything on it. And we'll have some stock graphics too
Mm-hmm.
that people can choose from.
You could have the drunken sailor on one,
Yes.
or what?
My favorite
What?
suggestion so far
What?
has been a little saying, I love God, but I drink a little bit too. I thought
Well,
that
I heard something. Well, God knows. I just heard it reading today. God knows everything, but He's not a snitch.
was,
Well, this is, I mean, really on our soda consumption, our sweets. I think, even the legislatures around the country are trying to do this, cut down this because of obesity and diabetes and everything by putting taxes on the soda and things like this. So instead of fighting the soda industry, everyone could have one of these and regulate themselves to see how they're doing, right? So for $20, sounds like better than, getting the legislature to put a tax on something, right?
I agree. I totally agree.
But no, it's really, I mean, health is a big issue. I mean, our healthcare budget is enormous. And so to cut that down, if we stop drinking so many sweet drinks, this is the way to do it. And it's only $20, right? You got all that technology and for only $20. Boy, technology's getting cheap.
Such a good deal.
Yeah. So now this is your fundraising on Kickstarter, right? And you only been at it 2 weeks, and already you're just a stone's throw from your goal, of $5,000. So you're going to get it by this afternoon. And you'll have. So why did you start this business? Besides greed, and things like that.
Right, I know, because that really.
Yeah.
Well, my husband and I both, we just always come up with these fun, crazy ideas, and a couple of them we didn't chase, we didn't go after, and then we saw something similar come out and be successful, and we thought, okay,
I can do that.
Have this happen again. That's it. So
see.
Just thought, okay, let's try our luck at it. Let's see how it goes. Let's choose whichever of our 100 ideas we think would be the most fun to work on, and learn the process and get it done. So.
Well, but when you were talking earlier, your motivation is really your kids, right?
Oh,
and
yes,
your lifestyle.
absolutely.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
What was life like before this? Yeah.
We both, Justin and I, had really demanding jobs, a lot of hours, could never really walk away from it. And so we decided we'd make a big life change, and we'd leave Portland, Oregon, come back to Iowa, and be able to spend more family time, have the kids grow up around their cousins and grandparents. So that was it. And then it would also give me the time to be able to pursue this idea.
So with you at home with the kids, instead of running off to work 7:30 in the morning to be at the office,
yes.
that you're at home working on this idea as an income source, and more importantly, to be with your children. Because they're 2 and 5 now. Is that what they are? Yeah. Well, I mean, this is your last chance to be very important to somebody in life, right?
It is.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. So you're using technology and your creativity really to design a life where you're home with your children, and also economically productive, by this business. And I already got $5,000 in 2 weeks, right? So that's a nice start. But more importantly, you see that people all over the globe already love this, right? And you had no idea.
I know. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I thought our support was just going to come from family and friends, and really, they've been great. But it's a small portion of.
Now you know who your real friends are.
I know. But it's been great, and we've had people from Australia, Ireland,
Wow.
all over the globe. Yep,
Right.
two wonderful gentlemen from Sweden
Oh,
have
really? Oh, that's terrific. Well, now you know you're guaranteed that there is a market. I mean, that's what's so neat about this. You know, you didn't even go in production with these things yet, and now you know people around the world want this, not just your relatives.
I know.
You can't live off them forever. Yeah.
I'm for no.
Right. You're trying, but I mean that's what's so neat about crowdfunding is that now you've assured yourself of a market, and besides getting the money to produce them all and be in business. So what a wonderful idea, and your kids are going to thank you hopefully for being home. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
wonderful.
I really can't say enough good things about crowdfunding
Yeah.
and just the community that it creates around things.
Wow.
So, yep.
Well, but you're using it, and that's the most important thing. And to find you on crowdfunding or anywhere to get this is Bevometer, BEVOMETER.com, and that will
Yep.
get you right to the crowdfunding on Kickstarter. And
Yep.
if it's over, if you wait for 2 weeks, you won't be one of the first to have these, right?
I know. So come on,
Yeah.
people, get out there.
Yeah, Father's Day coming up. Yeah, Mother's Day coming up. She wants to quit her soda drinking, and the
Yep.
kids and graduation. I mean, it's a great, fun present for everybody. Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be the best gift giver.
absolutely. And they'll make them healthier, wealthier. Oh, you wealthier, them healthier, and everybody wiser. Well, thank you so much, Jenny. You've been a delight, and thank you for changing your life to give us something of value. Bevometer.com, right?
But yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Take care. Okay, so there's no reason to complain about your lousy job and how am I going to spend time at home or more time? There's a way around anything, any problem you have. Think about it hard enough, any obstacle, whatever. There's a way to go around it, over it, through it, or whatever, just like she did.